Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite DPS tank, Gung Ho Guns, back again. The mustache still here, still majestic, and yes, still gives you that plus 90 charisma, baby. Anyway, today's Torn and Liberty video, we're talking about my T2 PVP Crusader build, the SNS Greatsword combo that's so distinguished. It's illegal in 7 countries and 1 space station. We're talking 36,000 health points, 52% block chance, nearly 3,500 defense across the board. That's ranged, melee, and magic. 1,000 weaken resist, 1,400 collision chance, which basically means you hit people so hard they uninstall the game and write angry poetry about it. With this build, you just won't be a tank. You'll be the reason other tanks need therapy. Are you looking for people to play Torn and Liberty with? Why not join the Mando community? We are on the Snowburn server and are always looking for good players who want to enjoy TNL with good company. Whether you're into PvE content like trial dungeons and raids or some PvP kung fu, we are here for you. Join us. The Discord will be in the bio of this video. One last plugin, I promise. I'm grinding to 20k subs and I really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, but only if you enjoyed the video. No pressure, just good vibes. Let's keep this journey going. All right, thank you guys very much for being here. You are absolute legends. This one has been highly requested, and honestly, I wasn't ready to drop it just yet. I'm still knee deep in testing all of this, spreadsheets, all the plus and minuses. But then I saw the auction house prices and I thought, oh no, people are out here, trading the wrong items, literally setting their Lucent purse on fire. And I thought this might be a goal for you guys, for something that you can go forward so you're not spending all of your money. Now, warning, this is going to be a longer video. Use the chapters to bounce around like a caffeinated squirrel at a rave. There is a right way to use your runes, there's a mastery points in your artifacts, and there's a very specific way we're going to use them. So again, make sure to pay attention to those. Let's jump in. All right, really quick, here are all of my passives. Feel free to look around and copy them. Again, the two that are very, very important are the Cold Warrior as well as the Morale Boost, because we're going to be colliding all the time. Let's go into the skill specializations, and I'll start off with the sword and shield to exactly tell you or show you why I took what I took here. The most important thing here, and I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, why are you taking Provoking Roar in PvP? Here's why. And a lot of people don't know this, especially if you're not, out there in competitive PvP. Your Provoking Roar, just like in PvE, when you use it, a lot of the PvPers around you, the enemy, are going to switch their target automatically to you. So let's say you are with your team and you want to go ahead and kill a whole group, and they are maybe targeting your healer or whatever it may be, and you just want to soak up as much damage as you can to give your team a little bit of boost in damage. So what I would personally do is I will gather everybody, Provoking Roar, stun everybody if you can. Again, it switches everybody targets over to you. I make sure that I have 1 or 2 cooldowns to keep me alive while my team finishes. The other thing that I do, and here I'll show you that here in a second, is I combined Provoking Roar with maybe a damage boost, something that your team can use just to kill them quickly. You have no idea how annoying this is in PvP, and I definitely recommend it to everybody. The other thing here I'm going to bring attention to is your chain hook. Because of our sword, we bring a lot of people in, and this extends the attack range. As well, your strategic rush, we're going to be pushing a lot of people with collision. Our collision is so high that, again, you're going to be pushing people left and right, and there's 8 of them, so you are definitely going to be annoying on there. Going over to the Greatsword, as you see right here, this build is not only defensive, but there's a little kick to it. It bites. We have 3 moves here that if you combine them correctly, it is going to do some damage. First one, obviously, we set them up with Stunning Blow. I put the increased damage and the stun duration because we want to see if you can get all 2 moves off in that stun duration. The very first one that you go for is going to be Guillotine Blade. As you see right here, it's very dependent on that stun, so you want to make sure that you hit him really hard with it. The second one is your Gaia Crash. Because of the sword, we increase the hit chance increase by 300. It hits 3 times or 4 times in a row, pop, 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 right there. A lot of damage. So again, not only is it defensive, but it has some bite to it. The other thing I want to bring attention to is the Void Sanctuary. I actually see some people in PvP that are Crusaders not using this, and that's very bad. You have to have this, guys. What this is literally the best move a Crusader has. Not only can you soak up 30 or 70% of damage from your team that are around you, you can also, if you take this one, you can give them 50% more damage. Meaning that your team can easily, if all your cooldowns are up, you guys are talking in voice, you can use this move just to kill literally everyone. It's very important that you have this and you stick together. So again, this is the combo that I use here. Feel free to copy it. All right, guys, here is the quest log for this build. And again, I'm going to share this in the description. All of this stuff is very cheap on our server. I don't know about your server. Again, if you don't have this items, every single one of them, apart from the boots, which I looted myself, everything in here was under like 500 to 600 Lucent. At least it was in Snowburn. Again, feel free to loot all of these, but again, super cheap. So this is a budget build if you cannot, craft it yourself. Anyway, on the right side here, you will notice all the stats we were just talking about, as you see max health, etc., etc. This is on the NC level because of the resonance effect. That is coming in about a week or two, so I wanted to actually include it in here. That way we don't have to adjust this build again in a week. So again, this build is future-proof, if you will. As you see right here, I am just using the basic Immortal Titan Quake Blade, as well as the Bulwark of Invulnerability. The reason I'm using for these is I wanted to actually make this a budget build. So you're not spending all your money on these. And for the traits, as you see right here, we're going to go max straight, hit chance, heavy attack chance on both of them. The reason why you don't take critical hit chance is because in PvP, unless your critical hit chance is like thousands and thousands, they're going to invade it and endure it. There's no reason for you to spend all your points on that. Keep that in mind, because remember, you got to also think what they can endure or evade. So if you don't have this, there's no reason to spend a few points. It's one of those stats where you go all in or nothing at all, right? Anyway, moving on. So again, Bulwark, Titan, 12, those are all the traits for them. Going over to the build right here. Now, I have the 3-piece, or I have personally the 3-piece Auric Vanguard build. I have all 3 of these right here. The reason why I only put 2 in here is because the chest, I looted mine, but on here it's very expensive on my server. This is a very good alternative. This was only 200 Lucent. You can actually craft this yourself. It is the Kingslayer brand and plate mail. Very cheap to get. The reason why you want it, again, is for the dexterity, the strength. I love the stun damage and the damage reduction. It's amazing. If it had HP on this would be the best in slot. But again, it is what it is. We move on. So again, let's go back to the helmet. So again, for these 3 pieces, obviously, as you see, it gives you Fortitude, Wisdom, Health, and Collision chance. We always take max health, melee endurance, range endurance. And you're going to see the same thing for all 3 of them. There's a reason for that, and I'll explain that here in a minute. For the other 2 pieces, we do take the Royal Praetor set. We do the gloves, because again, they're super easy. They drop all the time. And I also get the boots. We take the hit chance on the gloves, because we definitely... So if you guys don't know this, in PvP, if your hit chance is not where it needs to be, when you're trying to pull and stun people, that's not going to work because your hit chance is not there. You need hit to be able to get your moves across. Even the moves that you think don't really rely on, they do. So again, you need hit. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do anything. You ain't pulling nobody. You ain't stunning nobody. So again, make sure that you have your hit on there. You also take attack speed because, again, we're not a really melee or ranged build. And on this one, we went melee endurance just because of the spread. For the boots, we went max health, melee, and ranged endurance, obviously, because that is the best. Okay? Now for the other jewelry pieces here. Again, these are all cheap except this one right here. I happen to get this one myself. So again, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. On my server, they're selling for like 70, 80,000 Lucent. That's why, again, find any other that work. What you really want here is perception. So make sure that whatever necklace you take, it has perception on it. Again, that's just what you need to watch out for, okay? Any other necklace would work. And we get max health, collision chance, skill, damage boost. For the ring here, this was, again, this is a cheap ring, couple hundred Lucent if you don't have it yourself. Again, for this one, we are going to take stun resistance, damage resistance, or skill damage resistance, and debuff duration. These two rings, again, very, very cheap as well. I looted both of mine in the Crimson. And I believe the other is sold for, again, 200-300 Lucent. But for the Ring of Eternal Flames, this one is amazing. It gives you so much, and it, we take max health, skill damage, and buff duration. For the Solitaire of Purity, we take as well max health, skill damage, and buff duration. This belt, again, super, super easy to get. Very, very cheap if you don't have it yourself. And we are going to take on this one max health, collision resistance, damage, skill damage resistance. Again, super, super easy. Make sure that you get all of these. Now, really quick, what I'm going to do is let's go over the resonance effect as well. And I'll have this booked in here. So for the resonance on these is we want the hit chance, obviously, right? On the helmet, we want magic, endurance. I forgot to go actually over the cloak. This is the Cloak of Victorious Destiny. The reason why you want this one is the hit chance and max health. Honestly, that's the best two stats for us at the moment. I've had other few cloaks, but this one I get the most out of. And again, you can buy it, again, very cheap. So again, we want weaken resistance on it, and these are all the stuff that we get. Health, damage, debuff, okay? For the gloves, we want magic endurance. For the chest, we want magic endurance. Do you kind of get what I'm doing here? Do you guys get what I'm doing here? Max health on the jewelry. Weaken resistance on the bracelet. Collision chance, and weaken resistance. Again, the reason for that is you want your weaken resistance and all that stuff to be over 1,000. Trust me, guys, there's a lot of wand bombers. Anybody that PvP knows these guys will one-shot you, and you want those weaken resistances to fall off quicker. This is going to really, really help you. Okay? Next, let's go over the runes. This is very important, guys. This is very, very important. You need to pay attention to the rune system. Let's start off with the sword. So the runes here that you want to get is melee hit chance, magic endurance, and skill damage resistance. Okay? And we are going to go with strength and critical damage resistance 7% here. For the greatsword, again, we're going to do the same thing. Hit chance, magic endurance, skill damage resistance, crit damage 4 right here. Again, it's very important that you get this right here. Okay? Going over to the jewelry pieces. For this one, we are going to get, again, melee hit, magic endurance, weaken chance. You want dexterity and max health. For the bracelet, this time, we are not going to get any runes here or the rune synergies. The reason for that is we need more weaken resistance. So you're going to take 2 weaken resistance and 1 magic endurance. Again, make sure that you guys get this. Trust me on this. Going over to the rings. To the rings, we are going to get the Perception 3 max health. And again, this is where you really want to, if you have the Chaos rune, you want to try to get the melee endurance ones if you can, or any endurance ones, honestly, because there on the rings there is no good runes that actually give you the red ones. So this is the perfect place to add them. Again, for the others, weaken resistance, magic endurance. Same thing for the other ring, as you see right here. Same thing, perception 800. And then finally the belt. Again, no synergies. We need the weaken resistance and the melee hit chance. So if you do all of this correctly, you're going to see these numbers on the side here start pulling up for you. But again, we're not done. There's a lot of more things that we need to do. For the food, these are the 4 food every PvPer will tell you to use. You can still use them, all 4 of them. You need the quality RS seafood platter, the quality lava fish rice bowl. You want the vegetable stir fry, and as well as the mushroom rare stir fry. All 4 of these for PvP are a must. Make sure that you guys get it. For the mastery, and again, I'm going to go over it really quick. You can just copy what I have here. The reason for this is I prioritize defense, offense, and health. So again, make sure that you just copy it. Let me know in the comments if you need me to explain why I went with what I went. It should be self-evident Like if you look, for example, this one, why do you think we get this one? Because we have perception 70. So our collision and stun chance increased by 200. Okay. Why do we get this one? Unstoppable Rush. Because increases collision and stun resistance by 600 when you're using your Greatsword charge skills. Again, super easy stuff, guys. Going over to the Greatsword. Or is it sword and board? I think it's a Greatsword, yeah. Same thing. Why do we get this one? Because like, remember, our wisdom is pretty low, but we are going to get that max mana from it, right? On top of that, you are also going to use this one. Critical damage resistance by depending on how much health you have, up to 20,000 of max health, which we obviously do. So again, the best ones that you can get here, as you see, is the ones that I took. So again, take a second, screenshot this, copy it, go from there. And again, you can always see my build on here and then copy it. I'll send you guys the info for it. Here is the next one, and the final one is the artifacts. Now, I actually have all of these sets, and I've been testing them for a while, and I went 4-2, 6 full, and they're okay. Like, for example, there is the Forsaken, which gives you a lot more health. You can push like 40k health. But honestly, I think this is better, and here's why. I went 2-piece Greed Seeker on top, 2-piece, or I'm sorry, 2-piece Greed Seeker, which I believe is these two. Then I went Ancestral Armor for these two. Pretty much 2, 2, and 2 is what I'm trying to say. I think this might be a little bugged here. But anyway, there's a reason for that. For the Ancestral Armor, if you get a 2-piece, it increases your max health by 1,500. If you get a 2-piece Abyssal Beast, you get a hit chance of 100. And then the Greed Seeker, you get Endurance 100 and everything. So again, in my opinion, this is the best for this build so far. And again, we'll go back to the equipment. Here is all the stats, guys. And again, I can scroll down. This is a lot of stuff. Again, you're going to be hitting everything, and you're not going to miss. You have a lot of collision. Okay, a lot of collision, a lot of weaken resist. Your defense, if you look right here, your defense is ridiculous. Melee, ranged, and magic defense. Again, magic is still, I would like to get my magic a little higher. So I am going to see if I can update maybe the chest or something else when I get it. Just to get that magic defense to maybe 3,000 or above, because I think when you get there, you really are going to be unstoppable. Anyway. Let me know in the description what you guys think of this build. If there's any way that you would think you can make it better, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in PvP. Take care, everybody. Oh, really quick. Here's the spread over here for the main attributes. You would want 70, 40, 70, 40. Okay? 70 strength, 40 dexterity, 70 perception, 40 fortitude. This is the most important. Okay, guys? Anyway, ciao.